Hey guys, Leaf here. I have an update. I was working on the project for a little bit today. Anyway, uh the big things are there are a couple of new features I added. One of them was a little bit of smoothing, animation smoothing, so it pops a little bit now. It has a little intentional like jump that makes the animation switches feel a little bit more intentional. And I think it helps a little bit. And it also added a little bit of voice detection, a change like how it detects so that it doesn't just cut out right away like when you're speaking, because when people speak they usually talk in bursts, at least I do. Some people also do that, so it doesn't just automatically cut off if you wait like a couple like milliseconds between your next word. Anyway, so I did that, and then some other things I did was a little bit of smoothing for the emotions. So there's a little bit of changes there when going between emotions and stuff like that. Another thing I added was I added randomization. So now you can have multiple lead-in emotes and multiple outro emotes, so that you can run a random emote system where, say you wanted to, I mean, here in this case, I'll transmute my gun. What I can do now is the the outro for it, like the switching back to the original state and switching into the gun state, can have a random animation. So here's like an outro. She drops the gun. So drops the gun and then transmute another one. And it's random, so it could play the same one multiple times, but here's another one. See, it plays like a completely different one. And oh, another thing, I added a little bit of fade to the outer box, so you don't have like that square box effect anymore, where it kind of looks like something is just hard cut off on a rectangle. So I changed that as well. But I did that in the editor, so you can choose to have an effect actually go all the way to the edge, which is useful if you're walking off screen or you're doing something like that. Also, the bleed doesn't occur on the bottom because the bottom's cut off anyway, so we didn't do that there. Let's see if we can get the other animation here for the transmute. Again, it's random, so wow, really unlucky. Holy crap. Oh, jeez. Okay, the outro one's working, but... Oh, there we go. Finally. And then, you know, we've got our... Oh, another thing I added was a little bit of smoke reduction. So I fixed the way the algorithm handles smoke, so it has a little bit of an effect on reducing like the chroma key color on the smoke, but it's still not perfect. But it's like the best I could get to add a little bit of gray color, so it's not like a bright color. And you can see that on the outer edges, the smoke kind of dissipates. It doesn't just hard cut off on the rectangle. And it's not quite perfect. Like, I was thinking about adding like a wave to it or something so that it doesn't cut off in the same spot. But I think it's better than not having it so far. But anyway, we'll put that away. All right. Let's go over here real quick, and then I'll show you guys a little bit of the pipeline thing, because I know a lot of people are interested in that, so we'll show that off a little bit. Okay, so this is the tool right here. This is the AS Adventure Creator. So this is where it all starts. This is the tool that actually makes the models. I'll show you guys the actual program that runs the models later. It's completely different. So here you have your settings here, and you can add an OpenAI API key and a Google Gemini API key, which will help you out with actually creating stuff. So we use OpenAI for the models because I just think it's better for visual for that. And we're using Omni Flash for Gemini here. But you can use whatever you want, to be honest. Like, you don't have to use this. You don't have to use the auto-generative features. You can just upload them. You can make them yourself and upload them. I mean, if you wanted to, you could even you could set things up yourself, I guess. But anyway, so it kind of starts here, and let me move this a bit. So we've got the auto generate function here, so you can make something with AI here. And this is to make your base sprite, right? So let's make one of a different character, because I obviously have my character here already. Let's do... you know, let's do one of Kathleen. Kathleen's pretty popular, so we'll do a Kathleen here. So you can drop your character reference here, and if you wanted a different art style, you could drop it in here, but right now it uses like our default art style. We also have a race mode, and I mean, since this is a tool for our company, for our world, Angel Sword, we have these options here. We've got normal, Canolith, and Zolith. So the Canolith is going to be like your kimono mimis, and if you hover over it, it tells you what it does. But it's kind of this is like your cat girls, and then this is like your furries, right? Like if you want to go like, you know, a snout and like fur on your face, then Zolith does that. Canolith is like more cat girls, like kimono mimi, and then normal is for people that don't have cat ears and stuff like that. This Canolith mode and Zolith mode tries its best to remove ears, because there's a problem with double genning ears on these kind of characters. But you know, we'll go normal mode here because we're running Kathleen here, so we'll say Kathleen, and then we just describe her a little bit. A short, mischievous brat necromancer with a trolley attitude. All right, and then so that's all we got to do there. And then it will auto detect what key color it thinks you want to have. And if you want to, you can click advanced key color if you have a sheet that has a lot of stuff on it, and you can just do this and it will try to calculate the best key color here. So you're really looking at green or blue here. Since she has a blue staff, we're gonna go with green, just to help out a little bit there. Oh, actually it says magenta. All right, let's use magenta then. All right, and then you can do your 17 generations here. We'll just do 2, and you hit that, and it waits for a little bit. So we'll just chill for a bit. Did my sound not work? Wait. What the hell? It should play my sound. know why it's not playing. It should be playing. I don't know. Maybe if I reset.
Quest complete.
Oh, is it just really quiet? I think I heard it. Anyway, so it worked. So let's look back at our thing here. So you can see it made the character, and it, you know, it really depends if you want the character with a weapon or not. I feel like Kathleen will almost always have her staff. So I think we'll select this one actually. So now that you select this, you send it to manual upload. And what that does is it puts it here, and then you can actually choose the framing. And generally you want to use a frame that is like about there, in case you want to use something above your head. You want to do like an action that involves putting stuff above your head, because otherwise it'll hard cut off there. So we're just going to download the PNG, and then we'll just send this to the video generator. So now that you're in the video generator, this is like phase 2, right? You can see there's like a flow up here. So you are going to generate the actual frames for the character now. So let's just do like a basic we'll do a basic idle. So, and I have a little you just drag this here. I have a little bit of a thing here, like a little bit of a guide. So you want to change this. You want to add the color, so magenta background, magenta key background, and then so to the anime sakuga style character description. So like a bratty necromancer with a trolley attitude, right? And then so what she's gonna be doing. So let's just say here like subtle idle animation and perfect seamless loop. You want to add that if you're doing a looping animation, which is like these idle animations are like that. The constraints, you can just leave them, to be honest. The only other constraint I would add is no background music, no background music, no ambient sound. And that's kind of an advanced thing for later, but for now you don't need it. And then we'll go ahead and, since the idle animation, let's just do like 6 seconds. We'll do like something real quick here. And you can do up to 4, but we'll do 2 here. And do note that you do need the API keys for this to work. So you're going to have your own API keys. I'm not giving you guys API keys. But if I do put this online on the website, I might have, like, for people that don't want to download it, I'm going to provide the software for free for anybody that wants to use it locally. I'm thinking about like maybe putting it online and then having a buy credit system so that people can just buy credits through me and run it through our API. And that's more of ease of use, but you don't really need to do that. You can put in your own API key, because I am releasing all of this for free. The only thing I'm probably gonna charge for is like anything that has to do with connecting to a website.
Quest complete.
Managing a website or anything like that. I'm probably gonna do something for that. Anyway, so we've got the videos here and you can kind of see them. That's pretty good. Let's see what this one looks like. I kind of like this one more. This one was more shit eating. And it's also a lot less, has a lot less, like, movement. You don't really want too much movement in an idle, otherwise it messes up. Guys, the bottom line is, this is not meant to be a replacement for Live 2D. It's meant to be a bridge between PNGs and Live 2D. So there's no way for it to be super smooth without like literally doing some kind of interpolation, like DLSS sort of a generating in between frames and stuff like that. So it's always going to have a little bit of jitter. It's about minimizing the amount of jitter. In the end, these are PNG. These are not PNGs. These are WebMs that are all moving, right? So if you do too big of an animation and then you cut into another animation that's too big, then you'll have problems, obviously. Anyway, we're gonna use this one, so I just like to save them just in case. But we'll add this to the video preparation now, and so you can see the character here. And this is how you prep the video for the exporter. So it's pretty easy. Really, you just hit the preview loop, so then it caches all the frames. So now that you have all the frames, you want to find the best loop, because you want the front and the back to be the same frame or close to the same frame. That way it actually looks natural. And the way I did that is I added an onion skin toggle here, which overlays the first frame. So you just find the spot near the end that has the least amount of blur. So like that. And then you set the loop point. And then so here is the loop mode. If you want, you can reverse the image, or you could do ping pong, which does like front and back, which is really good for certain looping animations. Or if like you don't really have that many credits or you're not getting good loops, you could do ping pong, which just plays it back and forth. And you can also add a second video. And I mostly added this for Rana. But if you wanted to append a video to the end of this video, you could do that through add second video. Anyway, so that's all we have to do. We have that set up. And then we're just going to model exporter, which automatically keys the entire thing. It has an auto function. And as you can see, it removed the magenta background, completely keyed it out. And it's a pretty... Dude, this algorithm took me a long time, but, you know, anyway, you don't have to worry about it. But, you know, I'm working on making it better. We added a neutralized smoke. So this is like to kind of fix this kind of pink smoking effect. But I'm still working on it. It's kind of a new feature. So you can adjust the similarity here, and you can see like it actually just starts to remove that stuff, right? But you have to make sure it doesn't kill too much of your character as well. So you can go through it. And the similarity will help you to do that. And then you can do the smoothness and spill suppression as well. And if you need to change the scale, like kind of towards the end of this one, you can do that as well. And you can add anti-aliasing, and you can change the crop ratio. And what this crop ratio is really, really good for, and also saturation, if you want to like increase saturation, if the key killed too much of your colors, you can do that, and the brightness. The crop ratio is more if you're running, if you want to use this for like a reactive GIF, like Fugi Tech or something like that. We've got F normal and F premium, Fugi normal, Fugi premium modes. And these are for if you want to do Discord reactives. These these export out to GIF, and they're tied to whatever the Fugi Tech limits are. So if you want to do, if you don't have Fugi premium, using F normal will lock your frames so that it adheres to the policies of Fugi for normal use. And then if you have premium, of course, it increases those thresholds so that you can make use of your premium. I will say though that even if you do use premium, GIFs are pretty heavy, and if you do like a 300 frame GIF, it will completely blow up people's computers that suck. So if you have a friend that has a computer that's not so good, and you Fugi in to their call, it will actually crash their OBS. And I've actually literally done this with Keen. So this is the whole reason I actually started making this system, was because I have a friend named Waho, who's a streamer, and you should check him out, twitch.tv/wahaha. He was having trouble with Fugi reactive GIFs, and it was blowing up his computer. So I wanted to find a solution for that. So that was kind of where this started, all this entire journey. But anyway, so once you have that done, right, you just go ahead and you can output that. You could do, you know, you could change the frame rates. Frame skip is mostly if you're doing Fugies and you have too many frames, you can do every other frame, but then you're going to have to change the FPS as well. You're gonna have to FPS override as well, to half of whatever the FPS is up here. Otherwise, it will go too fast. Anyway, so you're just gonna go ahead and let's just call this neutral idle, and then we export. And this will export all of the frames. You can see there's a bar down here. I'll probably skip this in post, but you know. The funny thing is this used to be like 3 different programs. Because it wasn't really meant for this. It was meant for our internal art tools for spriting. And it went from that internal sprite tools into being like, oh, we can use this for Fugies. That would be cool. Oh, we can use this for animated Fugies. Oh, that'd be cool. Oh, we can use this for VTubing. Oh, wait, my friend's computer is crashing. Can I make it more efficient for him? And that's kind of like where this went.
Quest complete.
All right, so it's got the WebM now, so we've got that file. And we're going to hold on to that. So now let's go back and let's make the talking animation, right? So we want to have a talking animation here as well. So we're just going to do a Bratty Necromancer with a trolley attitude. And then we'll just do like... you want to do continuous speaking animation. Because you want continuous in there so that she just keeps talking. Otherwise she'll pause. And then it won't be as clean. So we'll gen that.
Quest complete.
Oh, it only generated one. I guess one failed. It happens. Alright, anyway, let's see what we got. It's honestly pretty perfect. Seems pretty shit-eating. And really trolly. I kind of like it. Alright, let's just go with this. This is fine. And then we're just gonna do the same sort of thing, right? We're just gonna hit the onion skin. Check for the best frame. Probably that one. Then we just hit set loop, send to here, and you can see you could start doing this insanely freaking fast, right? Like it's set up to be so streamlined that you just can crank these out insanely fast. And obviously I'm explaining everything, so it's going really slow, but I can crank out a model very fast. So now I'm just going to start setting up to put this in my folder. I will probably optimize how it does exporting later so it does it faster. It is a little bit slow right now. But it is doing a lot. Like, it is, like, cleaning every frame, so...
Quest complete.
Okay, we've got our neutral speaking here. And let's go ahead and put that in our folder. All we do is drop those 2 files that we created into a folder with the character's name on it. And that will update. So all I have to do is refresh the page here. Refresh the page. And then we're going to refresh the overlay as well. And you should be able to just have it right there. And see, like, we just made one right now, like, live. So you can see it's not very hard to do it. So let's make an emote just to show you guys kind of how to do that. It's actually quite simple. Anyways, again, like, I'm trying to set this up so anyone can do it, really. And the point is I want to make it so that people can make stuff with VTubing without having to spend fuck tons of money. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this. All right, so, you know, now that we've got our Kathleen here, we'll do like a basic emote. Like, we won't do a, we won't do something complicated right now. So let's do something kind of easy. All right, so we're gonna do perfect seamless loop. Anytime that you want to go back to a starting animation, you want to do perfect seamless loop. So what would be a good animation for her? Let's say let's have her do like a stupid dance. All right. Let's see. She does. Okay. We'll just say a stupid graveyard dance, like Thriller. All right, and then we'll do 2 gen here, and we'll crank it up to 10 because it's like a long, it's a dance, right? So we'll do like 10 and 2 here. And really that's all you have to do, right? So we generate that, and you're gonna see just how ridiculously easy this is. And I'm planning on adding like a sound extractor later, but I don't have that right now. But what you would do for this model eventually is you would add all of the other like face tracking states. Surprise, sad, happy.
Quest complete.
And eyes closed as well. So let's see what we got here. Okay, that looks so dumb. I like it. Wow. Had a little bit of an issue there, so. I like this one, actually. The second one's good. Alright, let's do this one. We're gonna do this one right here. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and add that. So, since it is a looping animation, again, we want to check the onion skin, and it looks perfect, so we're just gonna go. Now, one important thing here is you're gonna want to remove the edge fade because she does get pretty close to the edge. And you can see it starts to fade off the top, so we're just gonna reduce edge fades to 0. And then you can see like a little bit of her hands are getting messed up here, so we'll lower the similarity on the key. And that should be good. And then we'll check a couple more frames just to be sure. Looks pretty good. All right. Then we just name this animation and export. Now, if we want to add a sound, what we would do is we would extract the sound from that, which I'll just do that real fast off to the side. But there's no tool for it right now. Like, I'll probably end up making one. I just don't have it yet. But let's extract the sound from this. Okay, I've got the sound extracted. And then you make a folder called emotes. And in the emotes folder, we'll put dance, grave dance, grave dance. And then we're going to add sound.mp4, MP3, which is the sound that we made.
Quest complete.
And we add the animation animation file in there. Oh, it's animation sound. That's why. I was wrong. It's animation underscore sound. Okay. That's why it screwed up. Kathleen, emotes, grave dance. We'll rename that to animation underscore sound. Okay. All right, so that should be all good. And then all we have to do is refresh the overlay again. And you don't always have to refresh the overlay, but sometimes it breaks stuff if you don't. All right. So we've got our model back. We're going to refresh that as well. Re-enable our microphone. Kathleen. All right. So now I've got the emote, and here it goes. And it's got the sound connected. Oh, did I select the wrong animation? Damn it, I did, didn't I? Oh, well. Oh, well, I picked the wrong one. It is what it is. Anyway, let's see if I got that glasses adjust sound. There it is. And you can see how fast it is to switch models, actually. Like, it's insanely fast. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys how easy that was. Like, it's really so easy to make models with this. And that's really what I wanted to show you guys. Anyway, I'll keep working on it. Next, maybe I'll show the actual program to do the that handles the model. But I figured you wanted to see how to actually make the models, and you could see again how fast it could be. Like, once you get like the flow of it down, you can make something insanely quickly. Like, you don't really have to. You could make a model in 30 minutes. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked it.